All right, let's dive right into this explainer, breaking down an urgent and honestly highly unusual security bulletin that just came out today from Japan's Ichikawa City Zoo. We're looking at a crazy situation that unfolded super fast this morning, completely disrupting the park's normal flow and kicking off an immediate security response. You know, when we visit a zoo, we expect a totally controlled, safe environment, right? For both us and the animals. So when that boundary gets breached, well, it is absolutely critical to understand how things were handled. Today, we're going to unpack the zoo's official message step by step so you know exactly what went down, how the staff jumped into action, and what it all means for anyone hanging out at the park right now.
The zoo's opening statement definitely does not bury the lead. It states, quote, "Around 10:50 today, there was an intruder in Saruyama." Talk about a stark, direct notification. Right before 11 a.m., smack in the middle of standard park operations, the secure perimeter was compromised. It immediately sets the timeline and highlights just how severe this is. We're not talking about someone losing their wallet or a minor delay at the gates. No, we are talking about an active intrusion right into an animal habitat.
Section 1. Incident at Saruyama.
And here's the really crucial point. This wasn't just some empty enclosure or a random office building. Saruyama, literally the Monkey Mountain, is the home of Punch the Monkey, who is a massively beloved resident at the Ichikawa City Zoo. By calling out this specific habitat, the zoo is instantly letting us know what's at stake here. The intruder didn't just hop a fence onto a public sidewalk. They entered a space dedicated to a living animal. That instantly elevates the whole thing from a simple trespassing issue to a potential animal welfare and public safety crisis. It's a major disruption of the exact peaceful setting the zoo is mandated to protect.
Now, what's particularly interesting here is the specific number reported, 2. The zoo's official message explicitly states that 2 individuals, which includes the actual intruder, were handed over to the police. So it wasn't just some isolated rogue person acting entirely alone. Nope. The involvement of 2 people adds a whole new layer of complexity to that 10:50 a.m. intrusion. It kind of suggests a coordinated situation, or at the very least, multiple people that park security had to juggle and detain all at once before law enforcement even showed up.
Moving on to Section 2. The security response.
The zoo immediately kicked off a 3-step crisis management protocol, and it's pretty incredible how swift and strict these actions were. Step 1. Hand over to police. They didn't just politely escort these folks out of the park, they transferred them directly into police custody. Boom. Step 2. Safety checks on animals and facilities. This is paramount, right? Once the immediate threat was gone, the absolute first priority was verifying that Punch the Monkey and any other animals nearby were totally unharmed and making sure the physical enclosures weren't damaged. Then, step 3, strengthen security measures. They didn't just fix the immediate problem and pat themselves on the back. They actively escalated their security posture across the entire park in real time to make sure absolutely nothing else happened.
Section 3. Changes for visitors today. So, the zoo had to strike a really delicate balance today. On the one hand, park operations are actually staying open until 6:30, just like usual. They clearly determined the threat was contained enough that they didn't need to do a full-blown evacuation or shut the whole place down. But, on the other hand, there are localized closures happening right now. Certain viewing areas are totally blocked off to the public, most likely the spots right next to Saruyama or places that need a closer inspection. On top of that, scheduled events are taking a hit. The planned mascot greeting by Ichikawa Remon at the Gate Plaza? Officially canceled. They're basically juggling an active investigation while trying their best to keep things somewhat normal for the guests already inside.
Mapping out how this all unfolded chronologically gives us a crystal clear narrative of today's crisis. At 10:50 a.m., bam, the inciting incident happens with the intrusion at Saruyama. Moving right into the immediate aftermath, we see this super rapid deployment of crisis management, handing the 2 individuals over to the police and launching right into those thorough safety sweeps of the animals and enclosures. And finally, looking ahead to the end of the day, the park is set to close right on schedule at 16:30 p.m. Thinking about it like this really highlights just how efficient the zoo's response was, right? They managed to completely isolate a serious morning emergency so the park could safely make it to closing time.
And well, that brings us to the single most pressing question moving forward. The zoo wrapped up their message by stating they plan to provide further updates about the incident, explicitly noting that this will include future measures. So we really have to ask, what exactly will those future measures be to protect Punch the Monkey and the patrons? Are we talking higher fences at Saruyama, beefed up security patrols, maybe some brand new surveillance tech? Look, when an unthinkable intrusion like this happens, the whole baseline for what we consider safe inevitably changes. How Ichikawa City Zoo adapts its infrastructure and protocols after today is going to set a totally new precedent for animal and visitor security. Keep a close eye out for those future updates because honestly, the true resolution to this wild incident, it's yet to come.